So, if it isn't a little bit obvious, there will be spoilers for Attack on Titan from the anime all the way to the manga and what's currently happening in the manga. And if you kind of don't want to be spoiled on the series before going into it, don't watch this because it's got some spoilers in it. Not too heavy, but it does have some spoilers. But if you're like me and don't mind spoilers when going into something and want to experience it for yourself later on to develop your own opinion, go ahead, by all means, keep on watching. Oh, and also spoilers for The Flash Season 3. You'll see why in a bit. Hello, everyone. Yeah, welcome to this channel. If you're new, my name's Alex. I like video games, TVs, movies, comics, nerdy type things. And so I would typically normally do that introduction like that, but this channel's existed for a long time. I just never really used it. But I do run another channel called Bored, where I play games, and sometimes I do that with friends. But today, we will not be talking about video games. However, please do subscribe to Bored. I think it's pretty cool. Today, we'll be talking about a little show called Attack on Titan. Now I know, weird first video, right? Yeah, I agree to it, the point. Why should you care about my opinion about a random anime that looks super weird and creepy and, Well, the reason is because I am motivated. This show has motivated me and captivated me to the point where I will spend hours writing and editing this video, also that others can finally get a glimpse of this show, other than the, yeah, I know, not the best thing to look at. I know this show is odd. I tried convincing my best friend to watch the show, however the first trailer immediately changed his mind. Heck, I even rewatched the pilot episode at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday night, and let me tell you, I didn't get much sleep. However, I woke up and I didn't think of how weird or scary this show was. I actually wanted to find out more about this bizarre world. Why were there giant naked people eating normal people? Why was everyone stuck in a wall? And was this really the last of mankind? I kept thinking and kept wanting more information about this seemingly real, yet dystopian and impossible world and concept. Now, before I keep going, I should probably give you a history on Attack on Titan and my personal history with it, because I think it's probably similar to those who watched the show when it first came out. The Attack on Titan series was originally written by Hajime Isayama in 2009. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. I think I got that right. Look, I'm so sorry. With its anime adaptation following 2013. And as someone who watched it back in 2013, which I probably shouldn't have done because I was in 6th grade, it was awesome. I loved the giant battles, the wits of the characters, and while the show seemed hopeless, Eren's determination kinda drove me forward in the show, despite the moments of bleakness. When it first came out, the show was huge. It had a killer opening theme song. Memes about it popped up everywhere, and you could rarely escape the eyes of a creepy, ugly Titan. And with the possibility of a second season coming, young Naz was truly excited to see what would happen next. So, you're probably wondering what happened next. Yeah. Nothing. For 4 years. I grew up, forgot about the show, and when Season 2 finally came out in 2017, I was busy watching The Flash. Season 3. Honestly, I wish I was watching Attack on Titan instead. Yeah, the show stopped for 4 years. Apparently used to make sure the manga was far enough ahead in order to not have a Game of Thrones situation. But I mean, the manga's almost done now, and the final season, as of the day of recording this, is 2 months away. So the show caught up anyways. However, on that September night in 2020, when Naz saw that Attack on Titan actually had finished up to Season 3, he decided to retry anime again due to some friends telling him to get back into it. Shivy, if you're watching this, thank you. And now the show didn't start well for me. Eren in the beginning is super annoying. I hated him in the beginning, and I don't remember hating him so much when I first watched the show. I thought he was awesome. Well, come to think of it, maybe that's because I was super annoying. And like in 6th grade when I first... No, that's not possible. But yeah, he's so stubborn and depressing and kind of dumb in the beginning. And young Aaron's voice makes me want to rip my ears off. I'm trying to watch One Piece right now, and I could not get past the first 2 episodes because I hate Luffy and Kobe's voices. Oh, by the way, I'm talking about the dubbed versions. I accidentally started with those and kind of just sucked it up and went with them. Don't get mad at me, okay? And I mean, Aaron isn't as bad as Luffy and Kobe, but I still hate it. Anyways, we're introduced to this stubborn kid named Aaron, his silent and awesome adoptive sister named Mikasa, and their genius yet timid friend named Armin. We see these characters chilling as we get a sense of the world they live in. Also, keep in mind that we're told if Aaron is a good boy, his daddy will take him to the cellar, which is an odd reward for being a good kid, but okay. Just keep that in the back of your noggin. They're stuck in these walls due to the Jolly Green Giant's dumb, non-green relatives that want to eat people, but Aaron and Armin want to travel outside the walls and see what's in the rest of the world. We're also introduced to the Survey Corps, a group of soldiers that do expeditions outside the wall. And you know, I think it'd be kind of cool if Aaron and Armin joined the army and live their dreams through the Survey Corps of exploring the outside world, but accounting Titans along the... Oh. What was I saying? Wow, that's Huh. Yeah, once as the Colossal breaks down Wall Maria and vanishes, things go insane. Aaron and Mikasa watch as their mom gets eaten alive, and people are killed left and right by the end of the first episode. We then see the armored Titan break down the wall people were escaping to and disappear? Well, that's weird. Why didn't he go and eat people? I thought that's what Titans... Anyways, we see the Aaron we all know and love as he vows to kill every single Titan. And then we see this crazy flashback memory of his father yelling about a key and some truth, and he's injecting something into Aaron's arm. Okay, what is happening? Yeah, the show kind of starts crazy with very little breaks to help you understand what's going on. Episode 3 then shows Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin joining the Cadet Corps, and we meet some friends that surely won't die by the time their first battle comes. Anyways, we see the regiment and how they're training, and we get cool characters and cool development for characters we already know. And we see Aaron hopeful for the future as a newly graduated cadet of the Survey. Yeah, I mean it when I say this show is nuts. We get 9 episodes for this one ridiculous battle, and honestly, this battle is where I saw many people's complaints with the show back in the day. In the battle, we see everyone fight with all they got, a bunch die, but hey, they tried. And we see even Armin and Aaron get out there, and then...
We're still going to the outside world. The things you told me about.
Yeah, Aaron gets eaten and dies. Now, people will use this as a main argument for why Attack on Titan is stupid. This event is stupid, but that's without the rest of the context for the show. People say that this moment is the writers subverting our expectations just for shock value in hopes to keep the viewer's attention. However, I think Isayama knew this, and knew that the only way to introduce a new concept to the audience in a believable way was to get himself eaten and use this cheesy method in order to slowly introduce the idea of Titan shifters. In the beginning, we don't really see the Colossal and Armored Titans as shifters, rather abnormal Titans who seem to be attached to a higher being maybe. A force of nature for the Titans that are spawned when needed. That is what I thought at least when I saw them for the first time. However, we see that through Aaron getting eaten, that people can turn into Titans and are introduced to the coolest thing in Attack on Titan. I love the shifters. By the way, when I found out who this was, I flipped out for 2 days. Also, realistically, why wouldn't Aaron get eaten by a Titan? I feel like characters like Mikasa and Levi would be great at killing Titans out the gate. But Aaron? We see him as a skilled and determined fighter and later on becomes a great strategist and developed thinker. However, he's hot-headed and not the best. Even after the time jump and the 4-year skip, Armin has only killed at least 2 Titans on his own. So why would Aaron realistically live through his first battle? Heck, Sasha and Jean almost didn't live. I mean, sure, it's odd, and it kinda does subvert our expectations, but I think it can work through the context of the rest of the show. Now, from here on out, after the struggle for trust, season 1 is pretty cool. The female Titan poses a crazy threat, and while her identity was kinda obvious to me, it set up ideas I hadn't even considered that later get explanation, like Reiner escaping her grasp. Eren in Titan form is amazing, and seeing him and Mikasa beat the life out of Annie in the finale was amazing. And while Annie's motivations are first kinda odd, you get hints as to a larger overall plot that expands beyond the simple premise the show starts you with. Like, who would have thought the show would become a story of political corruption and war? And that's why I love this show. It sets up ideas early on that gets you thinking, and makes you think about the logistics of the world, how it works, and why it works. It develops those ideas, and when the twists finally hit, it manages to be both shocking, yet obvious. Season 2, for example, starts with a Mama Titan, a Titan that can control other Titans, and we start to build those ideas of the world of the Titans, and what those two devices imply for the rest of the world and the story. Those ideas get developed further by the time we enter Grisha's basement, which, by the way, when revealed, made my mind explode. Now, you remember how I told you to keep the cellar in the back of your mind? Yeah, bring it to the front now. This show uses many devices to build its story and motivate the characters. One overarching motivation for the show's 3 seasons was what was inside the basement. The show uses J.J. Abrams' mystery box method of writing, but actually pays off the idea, as once as we open the basement, the world of Attack on Titan becomes forever changed. It changes the stakes, character motivations, and outlooks, and how the world previously operated. I'm not going to spoil what's inside it because it literally changes so much about the show. But in my opinion, the shock was something I knew but never accepted because I just didn't expect writing like that. Writing that is both shocking and yet obvious. Now, I don't mean obvious in a bad way, but rather obvious as in I wanted a crazy yet understandable story and characters that I just didn't expect due to my normal experiences with other shows. Let's go back to season 3 of The Flash. Savitar was built up to be the god of speed, someone who tried getting at Barry due to his selfish actions from him trying to achieve his own goals. However, the twist as to who Savitar was kinda made no sense to me in the scope of the rest of the story. Like, what was the point of bringing in characters like Alchemy? Did you just waste the character in trying to write this villain? Julian Albert had no significance to the Savitar plotline once as he was revealed, and he left the show after the season. So did you just waste a popular character? Actually, you wasted 3, because Savitar from the comics could have been his own mini-villain like Godspeed is right now, and Future Barry could have been an epic villain if written properly. Like, why did you do? I think I went on a little too long about The Flash and forgot the point I was trying to make. Anyways, Savitar's identity was teased all season long, and it kind of made it predictable. And while the idea was cool, my ideas of what they were going to do with the character were so much cooler than what they turned out to be. They tried subverting my expectations just because we needed an epic twist for the villain like the past 2 seasons, and still failed on the execution. However, in Attack on Titan, if you told me what Rod Rice was, or what he became, I would have spit up whatever I drank all over you. Now yes, I want to see whatever this is. But did I expect the show to do that? No, because I didn't expect the show to be this crazy and epic. My expectation for epic reveals kinda have been destroyed by stuff like CW shows. Except for you. You were pretty epic. So when Attack on Titan does it, it never fails to surprise me. Do you think people like Rogers Base would do live manga readings if the twists weren't that epic? No, I don't think so. Now, I've been going on about the story, and I feel like I've barely talked about the characters much, even though they're kind of the biggest driving force of the show and its themes. I talked about how Eren was annoying in the beginning, but Eren himself has a great story arc. After the cellar, he goes on from wanting to murder all the Titans to kind of respecting them and understanding why they are the way they are. In the manga currently and probably in season 4, he's more calm and reserved compared to the hothead he was in the beginning. He gains respect for his enemies and understands why they did what they did, but that doesn't stop him from pursuing his own goals. Instead of raging forward, he composes himself, remembers the lessons taught to him by friends and enemies alike, and works together with his team in order to beat the Armored Titan swiftly twice. He also gains an outlook of the world that isn't unrealistic. If I was in Eren's shoes, I'd probably think the same way as he did by the end of season 3. Not season 4, but season 3. Season 3. Seeing Eren grow from this annoying brat to this strong, smart, and kinda selfless man is so satisfying. Like the end of season 2? Literally, we are told Eren isn't special over and over again, but that finale changed my mind. Even when Eren was crying to Historia in the cave in season 3 about how not special he is, I was like, boy, if you don't. But that goes to show you the state of mind of the characters and the burden that they carry. Eren's determination and raw rage is actually a mask for his self-doubt and burden. When something goes wrong, he tends to blame himself, even for the Titans and people suffering. He realizes his normality and recognizes his sins and his father's are too deep to atone for. He realizes that he's not special in actuality, but then gains confidence and strength through the past and his rage that when combined with his powers makes him special. Now in the manga, Eren is so complex and morally gray and composed, it's amazing. In season 1, Armin has to get over the idea that he's worthless without his friends in order to let his genius brain shine, and he ultimately saves the day many times. Krista realizes that instead of trying to be perceived as a savior or an amazing person, or vying for her family's love, she has to accept herself and do what's right for the world instead of what other people think is right. And those are just small, very small summaries. The characters go for a roller coaster ride in this show. Like, look at John. I hated John at first, but his arc is truly fascinating to me. Someone who wanted to join the MPs and coast through life, but ultimately decided that joining the Scouts is probably the right thing to do after what he experienced in Trost is awesome.
I get it now. I get what needs to be done if we're going to survive this fight. And last I checked, nobody forced us to take on this position. Now are you with me or not?
He goes from hating Eren to a point where he would sacrifice everything for Eren and anyone on the regiment. He's devoted to his cause, which is so different from how he is in the beginning. Marlowe kind of takes the same route, but his story is more the tragic route of John's story, and the characters are epic in their own right. You cannot tell me that Mikasa and Levi aren't epic and that they don't take part in some of the most epic fights in the series. Eren and Armin's plan in the battle for Shiganshina is awesome. Like, what is even happening? So yes, this show has a pretty cool story, a pretty cool concept, and pretty cool characters. But upon discussion with my friends, one stated that Attack on Titan isn't a good starting anime. Which to me is a little odd, cause this show is how I got into anime. Sure, Dragon Ball and Naruto are pretty good animes, but I don't think I would have even watched Attack on Titan if I didn't start with it. Now, I'm more open to the idea of watching an anime with an extremely weird premise, which is many of them, but still. I don't judge animes based on what I see online anymore, but rather by the story and how it made me feel, and I think it's because I started with this show, and this is also the reason why I don't really like Death Note, but still. Watch Attack on Titan. Even if it's your first anime, it's worth it, and it'll probably change your outlook on other shows entirely. Or not, you could just not watch it and hate on it, and that's fine too. This video was more about me giving people a deeper glimpse of a show that I really love. And I cannot wait for December. I want season 4 now. Look at Mikasa and Armin. Oh my god, let's go! Hey everyone, thanks for watching this kind of weird and long video about Attack on Titan. I know it was kind of long to get through, but I seriously appreciate you watching all the way through. If you guys liked this video and want to see more, hit subscribe and always hit that like button because that helps out the channel. I'll probably be doing more videos like this, probably just of different stuff going on, like games or shows or movies and stuff I like. I just kind of wanted to do this and start up this channel again because I wanted to share my opinion on stuff I liked and wanted to give people a glimpse of what I like. But yeah, if you want to see more stuff like this, again, hit that subscribe and like button. It would mean a lot to me. So yeah, thank you. And yeah, have a good day, guys. Stay safe.